What is up, everybody, and welcome into the show. Guys, it is April, so we are not that far away from the 2023 fantasy football season, so I'm going to start ramping up the content for you guys and getting at y'all a lot more consistently as we're getting closer and closer to the season. So, I am going to start by talking today about must-own quarterbacks for the 2023 season. Now, the guys that I have on this list aren't going to be the super obvious guys that you're taking as like quarterback 1 or 2, like Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes. These are going to be guys that if you decide to wait on a quarterback and actually draft a quarterback a little bit later and target wide receivers and running backs early and not use a super early pick on a quarterback, these are going to be guys that you could get in like round 5 or later that are going to provide potentially the same upside as Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, or Jalen Hurts. So, I'm going to get started right here with the first player on my list, and that is Justin Herbert. Now, this is a guy who was second in the league in passing yards last year and finished as the quarterback 11. This is absolutely ridiculous when you think about it. I mean, when was the last time a quarterback finished second in the league in passing yards and didn't finish as a top 10 overall quarterback? That's pretty mind-blowing. And the reason was because he didn't have many rushing yards at all, and he had absolutely no rushing touchdowns. 0 rushing touchdowns for Justin Herbert last year. But I just want to be very clear that this was very much because of his rib injury. They decreased the rushing opportunities overall for him, after he suffered that, rib fracture and cartilage damage early in the season. And they just didn't run him nearly enough for him to really get elite fantasy production. But this is solely because of his injury. Justin Herbert is not a bad rushing quarterback. He's got decent speed, some pretty darn good athletic intangibles. He could actually be a good rushing quarterback when given the opportunities. With the whole entire offseason to recover from his injury, coming back 100%, he's going to get a lot more rushing opportunities next season. So look for him to bounce back in a significant way and potentially be a top 3 overall quarterback in fantasy. And so Justin Herbert is someone that you could get as like the quarterback 7 right now. You could get him in round 7 of the draft in a lot of drafts. So you can wait on him, and he still has the same potential upside as Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes. And let's not forget also that last season he spent a significant amount of time without Keenan Allen and a pretty good amount of time without Mike Williams. So he put up those passing numbers with his 2 best wide receivers missing significant time. So just imagine the passing total upside for Justin Herbert if these 2 guys can actually stay healthy next season. So I love Justin Herbert to bounce back in a significant way. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he was the quarterback 1. I think it's totally possible. And you could wait and get him in the later rounds. So awesome value for Justin Herbert. Next player on my list is going to be Deshaun Watson. Now, Deshaun Watson is somebody that I've been talking about like all offseason. In a lot of my super early offseason content videos, I've been talking about Deshaun Watson a lot. I've made it very clear that I think that Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper is hands down the best quarterback wide receiver stack, especially when you factor in value, draft value. Coming into this season. And I just think that Deshaun Watson is going to absolutely explode. I mean, he has similar arm talent and rushing talent to Josh Allen. And he was absolutely dominant in a terrible system in Houston. Now, he had DeAndre Hopkins to throw the ball to in Houston, so that helped him a little bit. He did have a wide receiver 1, but he was in a poorly coached system, and he was on a team that just didn't really have many other offensive weapons outside of himself and DeAndre Hopkins. So, if he can do well in that system, coming over to a system where it's a better coach system, it's just a better overall offense. He's got a great offensive line blocking for him now. His rushing abilities in tandem with Nick Chubb, being in the backfield, and just an overall great Browns rushing attack, it should open up even more rushing opportunities for him because defenses have to account for so many other weapons on the Browns, and he has a wide receiver 1 in Amari Cooper to throw the ball to and a really good number 2 in Donovan Peoples-Jones. So he's in a by far better offense and offensive system that he's ever been in his career. So if he was able to dominate Houston, just imagine what he can do in this Browns offense. People are forgetting about him because we haven't seen him play in a while. But this is all just recency bias nonsense, okay? Deshaun Watson is a super elite quarterback with massive upside this year. And you could take him in like the 9th round of the draft. Now, his ADP has gone up a little bit as the offseason has progressed, and it might go up a little bit more. But as of right now, he's being taken as like the quarterback 10. And this is completely ridiculous considering the unbelievable upside that he possesses in the Browns offense. So get your hands on Deshaun Watson. He's hands down the biggest quarterback steal in the draft. Next, and final quarterback that I have here on my list is Justin Fields. Now, this is a guy who averaged 7.1 yards per carry last season. He was absolutely unbelievable as far as rushing efficiency. He set the all-time single-game rushing record with 170-plus rushing yards, and I think it was week 9. This guy just absolutely exploded with, the overall rushing game. And we know that he has a rocket arm and tremendous arm talent as well. The only reason that the passing numbers weren't good last year were because he really didn't have any wide receivers to throw the ball to, right? We know that, Darnell Mooney was a number 1 wide receiver in the offense, but he really didn't produce at all. And now the Bears actually went and got a true wide receiver 1 in DJ Moore. DJ Moore is a true wide receiver 1. Darnell Mooney could be argued that he's a true wide receiver 1, but I'm going to say he's more of a wide receiver 2 as far as talent is concerned. So now we have a legitimate wide receiver 1 in DJ Moore. You got to figure that the Bears are going to address their offensive line issues this offseason. Potentially with trades and certainly in the draft. The Bears are going to have to bolster up their offensive line, and it's absolutely going to be their number 1 priority. So if Justin Fields could run the ball for this kind of crazy efficiency behind a bad offensive line, just imagine how crazy this guy's going to go with his legs with a significantly improved offensive line, which the Bears will certainly have. So Justin Fields is going to probably lead the league in rushing at the quarterback position. I just wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. I think this is very likely to happen. And now he actually has a wide receiver 1 to throw the ball to. Not to mention, the Bears could go after a good wide receiver in the draft and add a second stud wide receiver to the team. So I love the upside for Justin Fields this year. I think he has the upside to be the quarterback 1. He's going as like quarterback 5 off the board right now. So, he's getting at least a little bit of respect, but I still think that he's being slept on. I think that this guy is a locked-in top 3 quarterback in fantasy this coming season. If he finishes the quarterback 1, I guess I just wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. I mean, this guy is elite. He's got all the talent in the world. He's going to be playing on a much improved overall offense. And now he has DJ Moore to throw the ball to. So I love Justin Fields' upside this coming season. All right, guys. Those are my must-own quarterbacks for the coming season in fantasy. Hope this video helped. And I will catch you guys later. It's good to be back. The content is going to be ramped up significantly. Appreciate you guys.